Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Duncan. Today I'm going to be painting a portrait. It's a portrait of a cat, so it's a pet portrait. The cat's name is Millie. She's a tortoiseshell. I'll be painting it in oil paints on a canvas paper. Let me show you how I paint a portrait and I'll see you back at the end. So the first thing we're going to do here, we're just going to create a grid on the paper. You can see there on the left I put in a grid onto the photograph already, and then we can use this to easily get the proportions right of the picture of the object we're painting. Obviously with a portrait it needs to be very accurate, otherwise it's slightly out and it can not look like the person or the pet you're painting. So I'm drawing here whilst looking at the photograph on the grid, making sure it all adds up, it all matches up with the same grid on the photograph. So now we've finished doing the drawing, we'll start painting. So I'm starting around the eyes. I tend to fit in all the black on all the face in black and brown first before I do the eyes. In fact, the only colours I used for this, for the fur here, was black, burnt sienna and white. For the eyes, just use a little bit of blue and yellow. Easy colours to do the fur. Starting off doing a general outline of all the elements on the face. Take quite a lot of time just to get the proportion, just to get it right, making sure that we don't go over the lines, so we keep the face exactly as it should be. So we're making sure we get all the light reflections the same as they are on the photograph. So now we're starting on the body there as well. Painting in the fur. Leaving white areas where there's going to be either a different colour or some reflection of light on the fur. When there's reflection, we're putting in lighter colours, so we're using white, mixing it with white for the lighter areas. Now starting on the eyes, so blue and yellow and white. It's cerulean blue I use for the eyes because they're sort of greeny blue. And obviously there's two layers of colours here, so you've got a light there's a lighter paler blue around the edge of the eyes, and slightly darker blue close to the pupil. Now adding in the pupil. Very important to get the eyes right, so spend quite a lot of time doing the eyes. See, eyes are the windows to the soul, as they say. So it's very easy to see if it's not right. Now we're just adding some more texture to the fur. Making it lifelike by adding in making it look like fur by adding in lots of little lines. So use quite a fine brush for the fur. The more realistic you want it to look, the finer it has to be. Just making some adjustment there to the nose. Noticed it was slightly out of line there, so adding a little bit more black on the side of the nose there to bring it back into line. And so just adding more texture to the fur again, more black around the eyes, just bringing out these darker areas. the same for the rest of the painting. Can I add more in now? More texture to the darker areas. And just to bring out those darker areas more in contrast to the lighter areas. And the same on the body, darkening it up the slightly darker areas. So the reflections of light on the fur then stand out more. And now we're going to do the same with the browns. So we're just going to add a bit more texture to the brown areas. With a fine brush. So we're making it look like fur. So you're blending in the lighter colour into the darker colour. The little fine lines of paint, like that. And this gives the effect of fur. So we do this all over there now. So we're doing it all over the whole painting, adding in extra texture of fur. And now we do a touch up to the eyes. So we can add in a little bit more lighter around the edge of the eyes there. And we're also going to start putting in the shadows at the top of the eyes. This is where the eyelids, so the shadow from the eyelids onto the actual pupil. So we're just going to darken those up at the top. And the final thing, the pupil, is just going to put those little white reflections on the pupil there. There's a reflection from the window when the photograph was taken. Do it on both sides. That really brings the the eyes to life. Gives it realism. Okay, so now we're going to start painting just the outside, which is just going to be a monotone colour in this case. I'm using burnt sienna. And the final thing, once we put the background in, we're just going to go over the little bit of fur, little details, just bring the fur back so we can go back over the background. We'll just do this around the whole of the edge of the edge now. So here's the face and the whole body, just adding in those little extra few brush strokes to bring out the fur. And that's the finished painting. So here's the finished painting of Billy. Hope you find that useful and enjoyable. Please let me know in the comments. So until the next time, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.